Good morning, everybody. Jake here. Just want to have a heart to heart with you this morning. It's been an exciting last couple of weeks. Sure, most of you are keeping up with the news. And literally, there is just so much going on, guys. I don't even want to attempt to start to read the news to you, but at what point do you realize that you live in a police state and that you have a tyrannical government? They have not got Americans' best interest in mind. And I don't care about red or blue. We ain't got to go there. I'm talking about what is happening today, right now, as an American. And I don't care what color, religion, creed that you follow. If you live within the United States, there are things happening that are going to affect you no matter what you believe, what you think, what you feel. That's the great thing about America was our vision of freedom and what we thought it was. We're not free by any means. And that is going to become very apparent, more apparent to a lot of you in the next probably 6 months or so. Everybody's big question is, when is this going to happen? When is it going to fall? When is it going to collapse? When is the shit going to hit the fan? I'm here to tell you now, early August 2022, the shit has already hit the fan, guys. It may not be the Mad Max scenario you were thinking, or the zombie apocalypse, or whatever it is that you have in your mind that's going to happen. But as far as Americans are concerned, our shit has hit the fan. Now the question is, how much of it is going to get on you? The last few weeks, we have seen infringements on our Second Amendment. We all see the infringements on our First Amendment, especially creators on YouTube. They feel that firsthand. Probably a lot of other media, the ones that aren't corrupted or biased. Truth tellers, Americans, they feel that oppression. Now your government has come out and told you, if you believe certain things or feel certain things or believe in the Constitution that this country was founded on, you are an extremist. You are the biggest danger to this country. The very beliefs and foundations that this country was built on, those people that believe that are now basically traitors to this country. That's the way the government looks at it. You can hold your own truth, your own feeling, whether or not you believe in the Constitution and those laws and rights and amendments and all of that ink on that paper. But I've been telling y'all guys for a while now that the Constitution is null and void. Our government do not follow those laws. They make up the laws as they see fit. They pass laws that are not representative of the people of this country. For years everybody was talking about the silent majority. Where is that silent majority? as the assault weapons ban moves through Congress. You know, as your government has labeled you a militant, a violent extremist just because you believe in the Constitution, the Second Amendment, the freedom of speech, being able to say what you want and not have to fear repercussion from your government. I think all of that is null and void, guys. And the things that are coming to pass rather quickly are just proving that theory. So you can keep believing in your Constitution or whatever set of laws that they're going by. You know, you can keep paying your taxes and keep basically licking that boot of tyranny from your government. All of the other, channels out there are talking about, what's going on in Ukraine, and, they're still worried about the stock market and Bitcoin and, going to vote in November. Every bit of that, guys, is bullshit. And they have kept most all of you out there distracted by that, because you tune into some other YouTuber that's got a couple 100,000 subs to get on there and say good morning. Most of you probably don't even stay through the whole video. You say hi, you get your name up there, and you're off to the next one. I'm not saying that these people don't have something to say, but everything that they're saying makes no difference. Our agenda here in the US is rolling on, and they are covering all of that up by the distractions that they're giving you. From the Johnny Depp trial to the war in Ukraine to, whatever it is. Nancy's flight to Taiwan. That's all everybody could report on for 2 or 3 days was Nancy's flight to Taiwan. And what in the hell difference did it make? Did any of y'all out there do anything about it? Could any of you out there do anything about it? What in the hell are any of y'all gonna do if China attacks Taiwan? You ain't gonna do nothing. Is it gonna change the way you prep? The way you've been prepping? Is it just gonna click on all of a sudden and you think that now I need to start collecting food and water? You're gonna be in trouble. And probably 90% of the other people that call themselves preppers on YouTube are gonna be in trouble. If you got time to sit around and talk about the news, you are way behind. And if you're still worried about what's going on with what the mainstream is reporting, you are way behind. You think the assault weapons ban that went through Congress, did that, everybody, oh, well, Congress is going to pass it, but, it ain't never going to make it through the Senate. They're going to shut it down, blah, 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 blah. They just passed that bill this morning that hire 87,000 new IRS agents. Sure y'all all heard about it. With everything going on in the world, in the US right now, you think our biggest priority is IRS agents? Doesn't that make you feel good to know your hard-earned tax dollars are going for that? We've sent $50 billion to Ukraine for their little war. I heard the other day from a reputable source that Ukraine is basically all of the weapons that we're sending over there, they're putting up for sale to the highest bidder. So you know who could buy those weapons? The highest bidder. Anybody. All of our enemies. I'm telling you guys, the situation is really starting to smell like a shithole. And if you haven't realized that by now, you are in trouble. I ain't telling you it's too late, but I'm telling you, you better get your ass in gear and get you some protection, okay? Because the biggest thing out there that you need to worry about is other people. There are so many millions of people. Most of you out there cannot grasp the concept of how many people are going to go hungry. And I don't think a lot of you out there realize what people are capable of when they are hungry. And if you're going to depend on the police to protect you, you are definitely going to be in trouble. Um, the whole thing, guys, is sliding off of the hill. I ain't trying to convince you to, come over to that side or whatever. As an individual, I tell you to prepare for yourself and your family. I said it in my other videos. There's no one really around anymore to teach us how hard times can be. In just a couple of generations of people, the powers that be have got everyone dependent on them in every way, shape, and form. They provide your food, they provide your power, they provide your transportation, they provide your protection. Meanwhile, they pass laws, they oppress you. Can anybody say when was the last time they really did anything good for the people? These people are elected to represent us. Do you feel represented? Why do you still pay your taxes? Are you afraid they're going to come lock you up and put you in some cell, a cage? That in itself should tell you what kind of government you got. I find it interesting, a lot of law enforcement and military, they swore that oath to the Constitution, and yet their handlers, the lawmakers, the senators, the congressmen, they pass these laws that slap them in the face, just like it does us. I mean, I like to think that most of those people, that took that oath, they believe in the same things that we do. Freedom, freedom of speech, Second Amendment, life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. And yet their handlers slapped them and stabbed them right in the back. But because they've got some kind of authority, they think they're going to be okay. It's not going to happen that way out there, guys. There is going to be no law enforcement. There is going to be no military to come save you. You are going to have to be your own first responder. You're going to have to provide yourself protection and food, or get ready to fight your way into town and stand in line in some bread line, soup line, food bank, and hope you get something. Mark my words, it's coming. It's coming faster than you think. I hear a lot of other preppers out there talking about the people in the cities. It's a very simple, logical thinking, all right, for the people that live in the city. Obviously, population density is a big thing, and all of the resources that are going to be stretched are divided among those people. Out here in the country, I can walk for miles through country just like this. Sure, I have neighbors, there are people around, but there are few people that are going to walk miles through this forest to seek me out. If they do, we have contention plans for that, but you need to put yourself in an environment to where you can provide for yourself somewhat. I've been prepping for over 20 years. I was prepared for the Y2K event back in 2000. And I've just kept on prepping ever since then, knowing what I need, what is coming, and try to wean myself from the system, not to depend on them, and I don't. I've been self-employed pretty much my whole adult life. I've never received any kind of government assistance whatsoever. Paid in my fair share of taxes. And I watch the system crumble around me today. It's harder today for a businessman, an entrepreneur, to make money The government has made it where it's not worth it. If I make an investment, 50% of my profit is going to be paid to the government just because they have their hand out. None of their blood, sweat, and tears went into it. None of their help, nothing, but yet they have their hand out for 50%. As an investor, capitalism is dead. The free market is dead. Supply lines are only getting worse, guys. You're all happy because the gas came down a few cents. Distractions, distractions, distractions. Prepare like you have never prepared before, guys. All right, the food, the water, that stuff is simple, basic, and logical. You need to get yourself some protection if you haven't already. You need to make sure that it's working properly and you know how to use it efficiently. Things are moving fast, and the rest of the world is moving on with this Agenda 2030. You're seeing it, whether it's in Europe or Canada or South America. The fighting that you're seeing going on right now between China and us and Russia and the Middle East and Europe and basically the world, all right? Percentage-wise, we are in a world war. There are 175 plus countries currently at war, and there's only about 200 of us. So, the mass majority of countries are at war. We are in a world war. There may not be bombs falling in your front yard or in your city, but trust me, we are at war. Whether it be financial or digital or trade, all right? Proxy, however you want to call it, we are there. It's just the truth. It's just what you see in everyday reality. And I'm asking and telling y'all guys, prepare. Things are fixing to get to rolling downhill pretty fast, guys. I mean, we are one of the last countries here that they're going to have to force into this Agenda 2030. And the laws and things that you are seeing passed now are only rolling that direction. They do not have to come take your weapons, guys. They're going to sign a piece of paper which makes you and me a criminal. They do not want to take on the onslaught of the 50 million armed Americans. But they will slowly take you off one at a time, every little way that they can. They're going to starve you out, make things hard, stress, financials, food, distractions. It's all coming, guys, all right? Don't be distracted. Do the things. You better be working overtime on doing the things right now. As far as you guys in the city and jobs or whatever it is that's keeping you there, is it worth your life? You ever seen a major city on fire? You holding out in your house while the city burns down is not going to work. Remember, there are going to be no first responders to come put the fire out. There will probably not be electricity for water and your garden hose. If there's 100 houses in your subdivision and 60 of them on fire, they're not going to put out the other 40, guys. You're screwed, and you've just been put afoot. You must do whatever you can to get into a lessly populated density area. You think you're going to move out into the country and there's nothing to do? There is plenty to do out here. There is money in farming. The way things are going, there is going to be money and barter in farming. Livestock. Chickens, eggs. I mean, you're paying $3, $4, $5 a dozen for eggs now. What do you think that's going to be in a couple of years? Does anybody out there really just think magically one day this is all gonna go away. We're gonna join in a big circle. We're gonna sing Kumbaya. We're all gonna get along. It's gonna be world peace. There's gonna be plenty of food and everybody's gonna be happy. That's not how it's gonna happen, guys. It's gonna be a hell of a ride. I hope you guys are preparing. I've tried to show you what I'm doing. I hope it's helped. We get a lot of good responses, comments. You know, I hope that we have helped a few people out there. Stay safe, guys. Prep on. It's coming. Take care.